Voiceover audio recording at home will have two major problems, that's room echo and background noise. I'll show you how to eliminate these with effects built into Final Cut Pro. No external plugins are required. Along the way, I'll show you how to enhance the voiceover as well. This is how the raw audio from the voiceover sounds. Support for the current generation of Apple M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computers. And this is how it sounds when the echo and the noise has been removed and a little bit of added bass to boost it. And that now gives native support for the current generation of Apple M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computers. And M1 Max computers. And M1 Max computers. My name's Bruce, and if we've met before, welcome back. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, press the bell so I can make more videos like this for you. Before I show you how to fix the audio in Final Cut Pro, let's make sure you're getting the best from your microphone. The first thing is to have your microphone as close to your mouth as possible and talk past the recording head rather than directly at the microphone. It'll reduce the breath from your mouth, which causes a wind sound over the microphone. Number 2, listen to the room noise, so record a sample without any words, so you can hear any noise in the background that you may be able to turn off, like an air conditioner or closing doors or windows. And the third thing is to reduce the gain on your microphone. Trial this, as you want to have an adequate voice volume compared to any background noise. The higher the gain, the more background noise you'll add, not just more of your voice. And this is known as signal to noise ratio. Click the eye above and there's a link in the description below for further information about this. If you've recorded the sound too low to the microphone, there's no point in going to post and turning up the volume, because that'll increase both the noise and the level of your voice. Bring it down to 7 or 8 in Final Cut Pro's voiceover control. So let's look at how to fix the voiceover in post. First, use the equalization, and that's under the audio enhancements in the inspector. You'll see a small square that opens the graphic equalizer. The high frequencies are on the right and the bass is on the left. Lower the highs and raise the bass to increase the depth of your voice, and adjust that until you've got a pleasing effect. You can always come back to adjust this after you've added the next few effects. In fact, as you continue to work with audio, you'll find that you'll come back and make adjustments to effects, and that's when your ear gains experience. Next, you should try to level out the lows and the highs of your voice by using a compressor. This will even out when I'm speaking louder compared to my words that are lower in volume. An exaggeration of this would be the difference between shouting and whispering, so the compressor would raise the whispering and lower the shouting. There are adjustments that you can make in the compressor, but the defaults usually work quite well. And that's except the downside to compression, that it also raises unwanted background noises, as well as your lower voice levels. But you'll recall that the main purpose of this video is to remove background noise, and now I've just actually increased some with compressor. So the solution still requires you to remove some noise, but if it's too prominent, then don't use the compressor in the first place. The background noise will always be present in a normal room that's not designed as a recording studio. Whatever, you'll still have some background noise to remove, so you can start with the channel EQ effect. Drag it on the clip. Click the Equalize button in the inspector. Reduce the lower levels on the left and lower the highs on the right, because the frequencies of background noises tend to be in those ranges. But channel EQ will not remove all of the noise, and to remove more you need to use a noise gate. If you look at the waveforms, you can see them where I'm speaking. And when I pause, you'll see there's still some significant noise there. A noise gate with the default settings will completely cut out the sounds between my words, and you'd think that's exactly what you want. When speaking, there's a wave showing, and when not speaking, there's no wave at all. So no sounds between the words. However, that'd sound unrealistic, as naturally there should always be some ambient sound that gives atmosphere to the overall audio part of the video. Think of the ambience effect of a concert hall, or the sounds of nature at a picnic in the park. Our objective is to reduce the unwanted background sounds, while still leaving atmosphere sounds that don't hide the words. To find the noise gate, select all audio in the effects browser and search for noise gate. Drag the noise gate onto the clip. The default settings are too aggressive, almost clipping the words. M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computer. You'll need to adjust the settings for your circumstances, but there are two settings to concentrate on: reduction and release. Release makes the biggest change in the amount of noise. As you drag it right, you'll see the noise in the gap raise. I'll set it here at about 500. Next, as you move reduction, you'll see the noise raise a little more to reduce that clipping. I'll put it at about -40 for this footage. And our second major correction is to remove the echo from the room. Enveloper is the effect for this. Use Room Killer. Drag it onto the clip. This is much more sensitive to the actual footage you're working with, and you'll need to try with your footage. But I find that release gain and threshold make the biggest changes. I've set mine here at about -40 for the gain and 50 for the threshold. Now let's play the differences. This is the original. Support for the current generation of Apple M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computers. And this is the sweetened version. And that now gives native support for the current generation of Apple M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computers. And M1 Max computers. And M1 Max computers. Create a preset for future use. If you're recording in the same environment, these settings are going to be similar each time you edit. So you could save the settings for the next time. Select the Save Effects preset at the bottom of the inspector. Select the effects you want to save, and don't forget EQ effect. And over to you if you want to save the volume, as that'll most likely need adjusting next time anyway. Name it and add it to a category. I'll save this one to My Favourites. Next time you want to sweeten your voiceover, drag the preset effect to the clip, and all the effects are added. Play the new clip. Current generation of Apple M1, M1 Pro and M1 Max computers. Adjust it if you need to, but whatever, the basics are there and don't have to be repeated every time you want to sweeten your voiceovers. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and press the bell. Thanks for watching.